Welcome back to Small Seed Big Impact, the podcast. Week 7. Lucky number 7. Isn't 7 a blessed number?
Yes.
Oh, and this week we're talking about what it's like to work with the person who you love so much. We're going to be talking about...
Myself?
Yeah. I mean, you do only work with yourself, so it's pretty accurate. It's a pretty accurate definition of who you work with. This is a question we actually get a lot. People always ask us about what it's like to work together, or like, what's it like working with your husband? What's it like working with your wife? Don't you feel like people ask you that a lot? Or really people don't ask you that a lot? That's a question every time we put up like a Q&A.
Small seed gets asked a lot.
Small seed gets asked a lot. And even I get asked a lot, like, when, if I tell somebody, oh, me and my husband work together, someone's like, oh, how's that? Or they'll be like, oh, how do you like working with your husband?
Is that because most wives hate their husbands?
No, I think it's just like an interesting dynamic. I think most husbands wouldn't work with their wives.
Or most
wives wouldn't work with their husbands.
I was curious.
But I do think a lot of women who start their own business, when you're married, the husband, from all of the like women that I know who have started their own businesses who were married, who were either A, in a relationship or just married when they like started the business, their husbands all help. Like, whether they're actually legitimately part of the business like me and you doesn't necessarily happen often, but I would say often the husband helps in some type of like realm, in some type of way. Whether that's like helping like package the product or something like that, or doing something, bringing them to the post office, something like that. Like, it may not be like fully like hands-on in the project itself, but like the husband does help in a way. I feel like it's in a man's nature to want to be like, let me help you.
Or it's a woman's nature to be like,
lean
you
on
must
their,
help me.
Yeah, to lean on their husband, like, help me.
I was just thinking in my head, I was like, is that because of like incompetence?
What?
Like,
women's
like
incompetence?
Yeah.
That's some disrespect.
It was just a question I had in my head.
No.
Well, men are the opposite.
I think a man wants to help. Like, I think most men want to help. Oh, before we really go into this, guys, check out my new sweatshirt, Small Seed Bar. Quick plug. We're gonna be doing some sweatshirts and shirts and maybe other things this year. We're gonna be trying to put out a little bit more like, what is this called? Merch. There we go. We're gonna be putting out more merch. So if you haven't seen our post yet, go vote on our post, because we're gonna be making these soon, and it's a tie right now. So either we're gonna make 2 sweatshirts, 1 sweatshirt and 1 shirt, or something, but we're gonna start with like small runs, and then we're be doing bigger runs depending on like what designs are most popular or what colors people like best or different things like that. So I got lots of compliments on my Small Seed sweatshirt. And something else that's pretty exciting that I do have to say, I never wear Small Seed things walking around. Like, we have a lot of like our Small Seed shirts that don't necessarily say Small Seed on them.
It's not like it's not bold.
No, it's not.
Like that.
Yeah, it's
like
very
loud.
It's like our Plants Save Lives, or it's like Let Us Choose Kindness. Like, they're like our old Small Seed shirts. So it's like, I do wear those around, but they don't say Small Seed on them. But I've been wearing this, and like the 2 times I wore it out, people were like, oh my gosh, Small Seed Bar, I love Small Seed Bar. Just like at totally random places. So I'm like, woohoo, thanks guys. Makes me feel like happy. I feel like we're like really in this community.
We're getting there.
Thanks guys. Just want to say that real quick.
Nice.
I was like, oh yeah, I would just put my hands on my sweatshirt. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm wearing my new sweatshirt. Gotta do a quick plug for the Small Seed Bar sweatshirt.
Why'd you choose tan?
I love this color.
Okay.
Anyways, yeah, so...
I was just curious. I figured you'd take like green or something.
No.
Or that like mauve, purpley pink you've been doing.
I know, but like I feel like this is a neutral color. It was either going to be black or this color. Actually, I wanted to do white, but my white sweatshirt gets so grimy. So I was like, off-white. I've been choosing like off-white things lately. And like this was the off-white color, was like a tan. So I was like, this is best, because I can still wash it with black.
You got a pair of Tims, you rock it all, New York style.
What's the hood like? Is it a pointy one?
No.
Or is it like a rounded one? It's a weird one. He said it's kind of weird.
It's just way too
big.
Like
a deep
it's too big for your head.
Yeah, it's a really deep hood.
You have a small head.
I mean, it's true.
Imagine, it fits your body, but I meant like...
no,
like,
my head,
compared to other humans, your head is small.
My head is small. Like, I think it is, like...
Yes.
Even on like, a shape-wise, like, your head's really... You got, like, a deep, like, cone, like...
Well, I'm also way bigger than you.
You have, like, a width to your head. Mine is, like...
Circumference?
Yeah.
I was going to say, you're very small.
Yeah.
But you're just a small person, so...
More petite.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, yes. So, hoodies, crew necks, Zip-ups are already out, even though I know that's Jane's favorite, zip-ups, but nobody likes zip-ups, so just kidding. Very few people like zip-ups. More people like
the best
hoodies or
kind,
crew.
that's why.
Most people like crew, but hoodie and crew is very close. So I'm usually a crew neck girl, except lately I've been into hoodies again. Like, hoodies were my favorite back in the day, and then I got into crews, and then I only wore crews forever, and now I'm like getting back into hoodies again. But I'll make a crew and wear a crew.
It's about to be summer and 100 degrees.
True. That's why I want to make t-shirts too, but everywhere else in the world besides the South is still like cool until April or May. Like, think about like when we lived in Massachusetts. It was still cool. It was still cool. Literally until I feel like
for your normies.
April would be like still kind of cool depending, you know? It'd be warming up, but like you'd wear a sweatshirt at night or in like...
Not me.
What would you wear?
A shirt.
Oh, what?
Shirt.
Oh, no sweatshirt? Well... If you live somewhere where it's still snowy and cold, you would probably wear a sweatshirt until... Honestly, you wear a sweatshirt all the time, actually. You would wear a sweatshirt at night because it still gets cool at night. It does. It gets cooler at night, so you're wearing a sweatshirt.
Next.
All right, next. Back to the original... Sorry. Back to the original topic, yeah. So, what were you saying about wives, husbands, and wives?
No, you were just saying how husbands always end up working.
Yeah.
You're assuming they want to help.
Or, I mean, yeah, I think they do want to help. Is that not why you originally started helping me?
Well, I don't think I'm the normal human, first of all.
Okay. But...
I don't know.
Then what's your reason for
no idea.
for originally, like,
I can't even remember.
Putting yourself into small seeds?
It's been so long.
Because it's not like I asked you. Like, you started helping me.
Sure, because you needed it.
You thought the same way you think I can't build things. You're like, let me just do it for you.
You can't build.
I literally can. I did before I ever knew you.
You successfully built like 2 things.
You don't ever let me build anything. That's why.
There's a reason.
I can't build things. I told you I'm becoming incompetent because I literally haven't built things in like 10 years. That's why I've only built like 2 things in 10 years.
You're not becoming incompetent. You were always incompetent when it came to building furniture specifically.
I can follow directions, okay?
But you don't. That's why. That's why you don't build it. Anyone can build anything if they read the directions.
And I do read
the directions. You're like, whatever, I can just skip 3 steps.
I mean, I just like look to see where I assume the pegs go and stuff like that. But I can still put it together. It eventually gets there. It gets built. And now you don't let me build anything, so...
Did you build that table downstairs? That I had to come finish?
Yeah, those screws... Because I put the screws in the wrong spot.
Exactly, because you don't read the directions.
I did. Those screws were confusing. Also, like, they were just pictures. How was I supposed to know what screw was what? They were... All the screws looked the exact same.
Well, how come when I built the second table, I knew?
Because you knew.
Oh.
I don't. Because I don't build anything. Because
Sure.
you don't let me build anything.
Sure.
This is why he helped me, because he thinks I'm incompetent. But I can figure things out.
I don't remember when... Originally, all I did was help you set up your license at first. And then, like, I already did all that stuff in business, so I just helped you get set up.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, this is everything we need, like, just go buy it. I helped you set up your license, helped you set up your permits, like your health permits.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I think I just came with you because you needed a second person at the booth. You know, not like I was helping you make bars. And then eventually it became busier.
Oh yeah, I did ask you to come. You're right. I did ask you to come with me to the booth. I was
because 2 people. You need a person. I think everyone who has a booth should have a handler and a face, more or less.
Yeah, someone who can like talk to the customer, and the other person who's like packaging orders or whatever.
Because you need a person who's selling, which is usually the face, and then someone behind the scenes just moving.
Yeah, like doing the change and stuff like that. True, I did ask you to
come packaging bars, giving out products.
But I'm talking about actually started making the product.
You just running out of time.
I think you just started. I think one of the times you were like, you can come to the kitchen, and I was like, okay, and then you just started helping me there. To your kitchen. Mm-hmm. I think that's what happened. I don't remember either, but most husbands do want to help their wives. So whatever the reason behind it is, they still do usually help their wives.
Sure.
I don't think wives usually input themselves into their husband's businesses as much as a man would want to help his wife. You know?
You're still assuming that he wants to. Anyway,
if he is a good husband, he does want to.
Sure. There's not many of those. I think women don't often help men because men are too stubborn to ask for help from anyone.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's what I'm saying. I think women ask for help. And then, therefore, the man helps. A man just will never ask for help. And that's why he does it all on himself. Yeah.
Or he just has other, business partners that he goes into business with.
Sure, I just meant like if I was just saying if it's a single person.
Yeah.
Like if it was just me doing one thing, I would just do it until I die.
But however, when you bring your wife into business, she usually launches a business out of this universe. Because she either becomes a face, she organizes it, she somehow makes it better. So I know I'm not the organizer, you're the organizer in this relationship. Don't be trying to look at me like that.
I was like, I don't know any women in my close proximity in my life that could organize anything.
Oh, really? My mom's pretty organized. Wicked organized. Really. Why are you trying to look at me like that? Think about, like, she literally has everything. My whole childhood was, like, scheduled to the T.
Well, I wasn't around when she was like that.
Scheduled.
I wasn't around when she was like that. I came into a life where everything was very loose for all of you.
Yeah, like...
Including your mom.
Like, easier.
Like, no schedule.
Yeah.
Which would just blew my mind.
I mean, no, I think that's why I like no schedule now, because I'm so scheduled as a child. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. But I am personally not super organized, and you are the organized person, but I think as a female trait, that's usually a thing. Like, women are usually more organized than men.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if that's true.
I think on a general sexist level, what's it called?
I just think there's
a stereotype.
Like type A and type B personalities.
Stereotype.
I feel like more men
What do you think you are?
Well, you already told me I'm type A, so.
Yeah, you are. What do you think I am?
Is there a Y? An N? No, I don't know. I don't know these things. I don't actually care. Like when it comes to that stuff, I don't pay attention to those things. Like labels.
All right, but honestly, this is one of the reasons why working together, why the topic of our podcast today, us working together, has been such a learning curve for us. Because we're such different people.
And why everyone's always amazed that we work together.
Yeah. Even like once they get to know us, like on a personal level.
I think especially once they get to know us.
Yeah, they're like, what? How are you guys like together?
Why are you,
like,
why are you together? Never mind. Why do you?
How do you have a business together? Yeah, like what? How does this work? I don't understand. Because we're like legitimately opposites in everything. Everything.
Not a single thing.
No, nothing. Not the way we hold our. Not the pencil we choose. Nothing. Like not the way we decide to serve dinner. Like there's not a single thing. It's so funny to the point where like. When you do something and I'm like, I would just never, like, even still to this day, like, I'll see you do something and I'm just like, I would just never do it that way. Like, like, it could be something so small, you know what I mean? Or something bigger, but, like, something so small, I'm just like, I just wouldn't do that way.
That's because my way's better.
No.
Yes.
You think your way's better.
It's 100% better.
It's not better. It's just your way. In some ways your way is better, but in some ways my way is better, and in some ways it doesn't matter whose way is better as long as it gets done.
No, it always matters.
Not if it's just getting done. All right, but listen, what is it like working? What is it like working together? What's it like working with your partner?
No,
with your wife?
It's better now.
It's so much better now.
It used to be real bad.
It was really hard at first.
Yeah. What's it like working with? First of all,
I'll say this. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, you go.
No, it's fine.
Just do it.
No,
what are you gonna say? First of all, what?
I was just talking about just working for yourself with your family. Period. Is that it just never turns off.
Yeah.
Which is probably the most challenging part.
For sure. I think like if you had a different business partner, you would go to your home, and your home would be like a place of peace, or like a place of like. Where it necessarily wasn't talked about.
Right, like even if it's still in your mind, it's not an atmosphere.
Yeah, exactly. But it really is like for us, it's like 24/7.
Yes.
It's like we don't turn it off though either. It's just like
because we can't.
It's a constant. Yeah, exactly. Also, I think it's also different when it's like you both of your main sources of income.
For sure.
Because then it's like it's everything.
It's the stress.
Yeah, it's everything. It's like that's how you pay your bills. That's how you make sure you have food on your table. That's also, like, do we have enough time? Are we wasting our time? Not wasting our time, but, like, are we using our time efficiently? Because it's, like, especially with just the two of us, which it is, just the two of us right now. So every, like, minute matters when we need to be, like, super productive.
It's been just two of us for, like, 8 years.
I know. Yeah. It's been just
for clarity.
Yeah. It's always been just two of us.
Like, say now, like, we're like, oh, yeah, you probably just started, and now I'm like, we've been doing this for 8 years.
And it's literally been just us. I'll say this. When we first started Small Seed, we were really good. Like, we worked good together because you were kind of like, you helped, but not so much. And then even like before, I'm talking about before we had kids, I think the stress and structure of adding like a third and then fourth person into the like rotation of things and going from like, okay, we're a married couple and we're business partners to like we're parents, business partners, and a married couple. You know what I mean? Yeah. That dynamic was like a really hard transition because we never had like necessarily had like issues when we were just like before we had kids.
Sure.
We never had like a stress before there was kids. The stress was there. I mean, a stress on like the relationship itself. Because I think what a lot of people like don't realize is just like, yeah, like you don't turn off. And it is like the stress of the business bleeds into the stress of like your marriage, yes. You know? And then like, depending on how well, which we're not, now we're much better, but at first we were not like great at communicating that. So then like resentment builds up. Because like one person's doing one thing, you know what I mean? And then, yeah, it becomes really difficult. So I feel like if there's not clear roles for what each person does, and you're like expecting a person to do something, but they don't know that that's their role or vice versa, then that's also when things become like really difficult. You know, I feel like what like established us, what got us to like a much better place is when we're like, okay, this is your job, this is what you do. I'm going to assume that when it falls into your bucket, you're getting it done. And then like same with you. So I don't have to be checking on you. I don't have to be, you know what I mean? Like,
yes, I think that's what made us better, but I think it was just getting to that point where you could participate more is actually what made us better.
In the business?
Yeah. And that's when the rules came in.
The rules.
The rules.
Rules?
The rules for the
or
roles.
Roll.
No, the rules of this is yours, this is mine.
Yeah.
For the roles. Because you're calling them roles. But for me, they're parameters.
Yeah.
This is your box, this is your box. This is what you must do, this is what you must. These are just rules for me.
Yeah.
They're descriptions, they're job descriptions, whatever.
Yes, exactly.
But I actually think that was